Hello and welcome to Sports News on the Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo and here are the headlines. Afcon 2025 sets new standard as Morocco chase home glory. State-of-the-art mini stadium passes test as at Onitsha Olona Unity Cup. Afcon 2025 Super Eagles confident ahead of Mozambique knockout clash. Nigerian sports reforms gaining global confidence, NSC chairman. Mark Idochie commends NSC, foresees bright future for Nigerian sports in 2026. Akpeyi urges Super Eagle to tighten defense ahead of knockout stage. Former Arsenal star says Afcon has grown beyond football into a celebration of African identity. And now the news in full. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations Afcon in Morocco is already being hailed as a landmark edition of the continent's premier football tournament, with organizers, former players and fans alike describing it as one of the most professionally run and cultural vibrant in history. Former Moroccan international Mustafa Hadoui lauded the competition's organization both on and off the pitch, saying the level of preparation, stadium quality and fan engagement reflects how far African football has matured. He pointed to world-class stadiums, upgraded training facilities and high-quality team accommodations as tangible proof of progress since Morocco last hosted Afcon in 1988. From its infrastructure to the passion of the supporters, this tournament has set a new standard, Hadoui said, underscoring that the collaboration between the Confederation of Africa Football (CAF) and the Royal Moroccan Football Federation has been pivotal in delivering a smooth and professional event. The heightened profile of the tournament is visible both in packed stadiums and in its global media footprint. Afcon Morocco 2025 has drawn unprecedented accreditation requests from media outlets worldwide, with close to 4,000 journalists on site and coverage expanding into European markets not traditionally associated with African football. On the field, the Atlas Lions have embodied the host nation's ambition after topping Group A unbeaten, including a convincing 3-0 victory over Zambia. Morocco has entered the knockout phase with momentum and credible title aspirations, buoyed by goals from stars like Ayoub El Kabi and Brahim Diaz. A newly constructed ultramodern mini stadium commissioned by Right Honourable Victor Oche has successfully hosted its first major sporting event, passing a crucial test during the 2025 Onitsha Olona Unity Cup in Delta State. The facility, built to modern specifications and reportedly compliant with international sporting standards, served as the venue for the grassroots football tournament, drawing young athletes, community leaders, and local sports enthusiasts. Located in Onitsha Olona Anochia North local government area, the compact stadium features contemporary amenities including quality spectator stands, a functional drainage system, standard barricades, and fully equipped playing surfaces suitable for competitive matches. Speaking at the event, Oche emphasized his commitment to expanding sporting infrastructure at the grassroots level. He said the project was designed to provide a high-quality environment for nurturing young talent, complement government efforts, and create opportunities for athletes to thrive without the burden of inadequate facilities. Although the venue is already operational, Oche disclosed that an official inauguration is planned for 2026. He sees the mini stadium not only as a hub for local football but also a training ground capable of supporting broader sporting development, potentially including national squads and regional competitions. Sports stakeholders at the Unity Cup commended the facility's readiness, highlighting how its presence has raised expectations for improved athletic performance within the host community. The Nigeria Super Eagles are heading into their round of 16 match at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON with strong confidence after completing a perfect group stage campaign. Under head coach Eric Shell, Nigeria topped Group C with 9 points, winning all three fixtures against Tanzania, Tunisia and Uganda, and have firmly set their sights on advancement into the quarter-finals. Shell, playing down talk of pressure, insisted his squad has handled high expectations since his tenure began and is calm and focused as knockout football approaches. He highlighted the team's disciplined preparation in closed-door training sessions aimed at sharpening tactics and reducing distractions ahead of their match against Mozambique. The Super Eagles will face Mozambique in fair aside they have historically dominated, with Nigeria winning 4 of 5 past meetings. Despite this This statistical advantage, analysts and former players advise caution, noting that knockout football can be unpredictable and that Mozambique have grown in competitive stature. Sports commentators point out that while Nigeria's attacking strength and depth set them apart, defensive improvement remains essential as the tournament progresses into its decisive stage. The Super Eagles' confidence is further boosted by the squad's adaptability and Shell's ability to rotate talents effectively without compromising results, a factor that bodes well for Nigeria's ambition of lifting Africa's most coveted football trophy. Nigeria's sports sector is experiencing a renewed wave of global confidence and administrative reform according to Malam Shehu Diko, chairman of the National Sports Commission (NSC). Diko made the remarks at the annual general meeting of the Nigeria Olympic Committee in Abuja, outlining a series of structural gains that are strengthening the nation's presence on the international sports stage. At the center of these strides is enhanced collaboration between government and sports federation, deliberate policy frameworks, and key legislative achievements such as the signing of the anti-doping bill and the establishment of a national anti-doping commission. This milestone has restored Nigeria's full compliance with the World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA), a move that reinscribes the country's legitimacy in global competition. Looking ahead, plans are underway to establish a Diaspora Athletes Board by 2026, aimed at early identification and integration of talented Nigerians abroad into national training and competition pathways. Diko also praised peaceful and transparent federation elections, which he said laid the groundwork for sustainable governance and growth in sports administration. President of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, Engineer Habu Ahmed Gumel, reiterated the importance of strict compliance with international federation rules and WADA requirements as Nigeria gears up for major events including the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games and the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. Veteran sports promoter Mark Iguchi has publicly applauded the National Sports Commission (NSC's) leadership and transformative reforms, projecting a bright future for Nigerian sports in 2026. His comments reflect growing optimism among industry stakeholders that recent structural changes could catalyze long-term growth. Speaking in Abuja, Iguchi hailed the establishment of the NSC, a new governance architecture introduced in late 2024, as a game-changer for the nation's sports ecosystem. Under the stewardship of Chairman Shehu Diko and Director General Honorable Bukola Olapade, the Commission has embarked on an ambitious agenda designed to modernize sports administration and deepen economic impact. One flagship reform he highlighted is the Renewed Hope Initiative for Nigeria's sports economy, which aims to transform sport into a significant contributor to national GDP. Iguchi also pointed to the Junior Athletics Initiative (JIA) and planned renovations of major stadiums as evidence of a more robust performance ecosystem taking shape. The sports sector contribution to Nigeria's GDP has risen to over 1%, an unprecedented achievement, Iguchi said, underlining how private investment and grassroots engagement are beginning to align with government reform efforts. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Daniel Agbeyi has publicly called on Nigeria's national team to sharpen its defensive organization as the squad prepares for the knockout phase of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 in Morocco. Despite Nigeria's clinical finishing in the group stage, scoring 8 goals, the team also conceded in each of its 3 matches, including a goal in their most recent outing against Uganda. Agbeyi stressed that while the attack has fired, the backline's susceptibility to giving up goals could prove costly against tougher opponents in the knockout rounds. Speaking on broadcast outlets covering the tournament, Agbeyi pinpointed lapses in defensive positioning and coordination, urging Ojin Shell to and his tactical staff to immediately address these vulnerabilities. The Super Eagles also finished top of Group C with 9 points and are set to face a round of 16 opponent, likely Mozambique, Cameroon, or Ivory Coast, in what promises to be a significantly tougher test. Nigeria's high-scoring group stage demonstrated their forward quality, but analysts and former players alike agreed that defensive balance will be essential to progress further. Former Arsenal and Togo international Emmanuel Adebayo has painted the Africa Cup of Nations (Afcon) as far more than a continental football tournament, describing it as a vibrant showcase of African culture, identity and unity that transcends sport. Speaking ahead of the knockout stages of Afcon 2025, Adebayo reflected how the tournament has evolved into a symbol of cultural pride and celebration, where players, fans, and nations express their heritage as visibly as their footballing skills on the pitch. From traditional attire to spirited fan support and on-field rituals, Adebayo said the current edition embodies African identity in ways that resonate globally, underscoring how AFCON's distinct personality sets it apart from other football competitions. He highlighted the transformation of team presentations and fan engagement, where nations proudly infuse their cultural aesthetics into the spectacle, a shift he believes enhances both performance and global appreciation of African football. And that's all we have on sports news on the Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.